All right. Look at you. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. It's so wonderful to see you here. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself an applause. Thank you. Man. And we're here for one reason. One reason. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. You know, I've been asked many times, why Bernie? Why Bernie? I mean, I could write a book. I could fill a book on the reasons that I have. But one thing that I know, when I was born, as I grew up during the time of segregation. Now, I was born and raised in San Francisco, California. Born and raised in San Francisco. But I would go home to my mother's home, my family home in Georgia, and I would experience what people lived in Georgia. Segregation. I would experience laws that would mean that I would have to drink at a separate water fountain. I would have to use a separate toilet. I would have to use a separate door, and all those kind of things in there. Those things have impacted me. It impacted me when I started to think about what role do I play as a citizen, and what role do I play in terms of social justice. When I saw Bernie Sanders being arrested, footage of him, photographs of him being arrested, protesting for justice. Protesting for justice. As a student, I knew that this wasn't just an ordinary candidate, someone who would take on this mantle of justice at some point in time, just in his near future, but it had been there all through his particular life. And that's what he is. That's what Bernie Sanders represents. He represents that. He represents us. He's talked about those issues. He's talked about the issues, the need of a political revolution of working people and poor people and people. That's what Bernie Sanders had talked about. He's preached that all of his career. That's why we're standing here. That's why Fisher is standing here. That's why we're all here today. And the mounds and the millions of us who are mounting around this country in the campaign to elect Bernie Sanders. So it's because of this. Because we know that we're at a crossroads, at a historical crossroads. We know that we have to deal with the issue of climate change. We know we have to deal with the issue of inequity. We know that we have to build a planet and a world that is a just world. And Bernie Sanders is the person that leads us in that leads this country. That's who Bernie Sanders is. We know that it is our time. This is our one moment in history when we can make a choice as citizens, the most ordinary citizens, make a choice on how we're going to change the world and change our lives. And that choice that is built on respect, no matter what the race, no matter what your sexual orientation, no matter what your religion, is built on respect. And that's who Bernie Sanders. That's who Bernie Sanders is here. And I'm proud as you to support him right to the end. So I want to introduce you to this extraordinary man, a man who has integrity, a man who doesn't compromise, a man who doesn't sell out, a man that has the moral compass toward justice. The next president of the United States of America, Bernie Sanders.